Hello, YouTube and X. It's your main man BTM here, bringing you back to the BTM Crypto News Network. And we're doing it all live. But this is a report or updates for Kaspa, the calm before the storm. So the question is, everyone keeps asking me as if I control the market. I don't actually, but they want to know when Kaspa is going to start pumping. And I want to know the same thing with the crescendo hard fork less than 4 days away. Where is the price action? Why is Caspa not pushing? Let's start the screen share and turn on the highlight and see if we can see anything. So, we'll start with Twitter. Crescendo hard fork. Everybody thank Grunk for the help. Uh, wow. I don't even think that's even English. So that's interesting. Cool picture though. Um, Travelers enter the Casper universe. Now, if you're traveling and only hold cash, you're good to go. Thousands of hotels and travel options, no promos, just facts. Let's keep it growing. Another step forward for real crypto adoption. Traveler.com now accept Casper for hotel booking. Worldwide, thousands of hotels, flights, and travel experiences now payable with the fastest POW coin out there. Plan your trip and pay in cash and skip the middleman. It is the reality. This is Caspa. Okay. um, Caspa is for everyone. Cool picture. Caspa is unique. Grab yourself a taco on May the 5th. May the 5th be with you. Star Wars reference there if you didn't get it. To celebrate the Caspa Crescendo Network upgrade that will accelerate the project to a blazing 10 BPS and 3000 TPS. This event will make Caspa 6,000 times more scalable as Bitcoin and pave the way for smart contracts. They built it and they gave it away. Dag Labs founder Jonathan Saminsky in 2018 developed Caspa, the ridiculous, radical vision to create the fastest, fairest proof of work network, then step away. Backed by Polychain Capital, they built Casper using groundbreaking block DAG tech, built in 2021 before the hype, before VC's dominance, and walked away. No ICO, no pre-mine, no insider tokens, just pure code handed to the people. Casper was launched with zero ownership, retained by DAG Labs or any fund. They dissolved the company so that the network would belong fully to its community forever. This is what decentralization looks like. Interesting. Let's see here. Altcoin Bonanza. Don't miss on the highly anticipated launch, May 5th, 2025. So when is May 5th? May 5th is Monday. So Monday. So this is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 5 days away. Less than 5 days away. Uh, Crescendo is happening in less than 5 days. Let's see what Caspa X is talking about. X Mexi manipulation and unofficial Caspa account drama. What? You care to elaborate? Anybody has anything about this Mexi manipulation? Just gonna keep it pushing. Tangent Pay is going to be awesome for Kaspa. Thank you, Tangent, for helping getting Kaspa more adoption. To offer more education around May 5th Crescendo Hard Fork, a new series of posts will outline 10 core features of the upgrade, paired with 10 corresponding benefits for 6 key user groups. This is not a full list, but a foundation and a glimpse into the historical milestone. Feature 1 to 10 blocks per second BPS, each based off of insight from Mike Sutton's post. Questions and discussions are welcome. See the post link in the thread. Hmm. Okay. Interesting. I was looking for a website or something. I guess this is cool too. Keep it moving. So this is Christian Ludwig. When you margin long some Caspa, buy more Caspa to have more Caspa. Okay. Not fully getting that one, but okay. So this is the Crescendo Hard Fork. Uh, day is May 5th, 2025, and that is 4 days, 13 hours, 50 minutes, and 11 seconds away. So where is the price action? What is going on? What's really good? Let me know in the comments. What do you think is going on with the price? So we're at 9 cents, 2.3 billion market cap, up 2.3% in the last hour, 4.1 in the last 24 hours. Still under 10 cents, down 3.5 in the last 7 days, up 41.2 in the last 30 days, down 30.5 in the last 90 days, and 15.9 over year. So this is the Kappa SYI, Kaspa Hard Fork. What is this? Um, Currently 1.2 TPS, 1 BPS, 8.9 cents, up 2.5, 90.9% mine, 1.3 ether hash, 4 days to the next reduction down to 55 cash per block reward. I guess we'll try the top addresses and come back to KRC20 tokens. So this is, what are we at? 523,000 holders. Last hour we added 34, 37 crabs. What? 24 hours you lost 30. Octopus you lost 2 last hour. 24 hours lost 17. Fish added 2 in the last hour. 24 hours we lost 30. Dolphins lost 3 but added 20 today. Sharks added 1 in the last hour, 5 in the last 24 hours. So people are buying, apparently. Whales not changed. We lost a humpback in the last 7 days, and the Aquaman is still hanging tough. So shout out to the Aquaman. So we see this address, whatever this is, was buying uh, millions of casts a day, like Tuesdays and Thursdays, but they haven't bought any recently. Trying to see if there's a transaction log here. Oh yeah, yeah. So the last one is There's no date here. That's weird. 4:30. So did they get some today? That's weird, because why this doesn't say it? Let me see. What is going on with the addresses? Look at the changes only. Mexi added 2.3 million. Uphold added 6.3 mil on. Um, 8IO lost 7.3 million. This guy added 7.8 million. Bybit lost 400,000. BitGet added 1.5 million. This guy lost 40,000. This guy lost 4.6 million. Guy added 1.6 million, and this guy lost 200,000. So go back here. Yeah, so this guy didn't get any, which is weird. This is the second largest address, which is rumored to be Binance. Let me know what you guys think about the rumor. Do you buy it or don't buy it? Do you care? Does it even matter? Let me know in the comments. So this is unveiling casino hard fork roadmap and more. So, and for the roadmap, never mind. So let's check the KRC20 tokens real quick. Zale. Dang, this Zale is pumping. Zale's up 17%. Woofy is up 417%. Okay. Nacho's up 3%. Pluto's up 39. Kango's up 2%. Top gainer is Woofy, up 417. Dog K up 19. Zale up 17. Caspi up 12. And Casper up 11. So Nacho's up 3 to 12 million. Zale is number two, 7.9. What the freak? What is this Zale? PP Cas is unchanged, 6.5 million. Kango 6.1. Caspi up 12 to 3 million. Casper up 11 to 1.2 million. Just trying to check mine real quick. Ghost is up 1.4 million, or 1% to 1.4 million. This Woofy is up 417% to 1.3 million. Truck is down 3%. 500,000. Cas BTC is down 481. Conan is down 1% to 318. Come on, Conan, the top dog on Kaspa. K-Rex is down 4%. Dog case up 19%. And I guess that's it in the top 20. So, dang it, coin market cap still at 9 cents, 4.8% up on the day. Zale is a native token from Zealous Dex, which will be one of the first layer 1.5s and layer 2 releases. Okay, and it's a KRC20 token? No problem. NG floater, I guess that is. But yeah, I might have to keep an eye on Zale. I might have to actually pick some Zale up before the price starts to push. So let me know. Let me open up Trader View real quick. No problem there. NG floater. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hit your main man up with a super chat. Trying to keep the lights on at uh Turbo BTM Crypto News Network. Let me see. Dang it, yeah, Trader View. So what's this about? It'll migrate. So if you get it as a KRC20 token, it'll migrate over to the L2. If that's the case, I'm gonna need to snag some real quick. Matter of fact, oh, yeah, I'm definitely keep an eye on that. So on the 5-minute chart, looks like Kaspa's coming up. RSI is crazy high, and RSI based M moving average is 66. This RSI is 80, so that means that there is to be a pump coming. Something's going on. Something's happening. Uh, this RSI is also over the 70 or right at 70 on the 15-minute chart relative to based moving average is 60. So I think we are going to start to see the pump. So this is 1 hour chart. RSI is definitely up. And check the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart is showing that's the 10-cent mark. Looks like they hit 10 cents, came down, and now it is coming back up. Maybe we can hit the 10-cent mark and keep pushing. No, but the RSI on the 4-hour is down. Let me check the MACD indicator. MACD saying 4-hour chart, the volume is down. MACD crossed and continued downward. 1-hour chart showing good price action. We're building volume, and the MACD is going up on the 1 hour. 45 minutes, same thing. Volume is building. Check the 15-minute. 15-minute also showing the volume building, and the MAC is up. There's a MACD cross. Looks like it's separating and continuing to push up. And on the 5-minute, looks like they're still building volume and continuing to push up on the 5-hour at 0.09. So if we can stay above, let's see, what is this? 0.082. I think we should be okay. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Checking Twitter real quick. I guess we will check out Money and Me or Money and I, see what he has to say.
What we're seeing right now is what we're going to get come the crescendo hard fork. That's what I want to discuss in this video. But remember, nothing here is financial advice. Always do your own research. And by the way, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you do enjoy today's content. Also, if you're looking for a great crypto exchange, make sure you check out my link to BTCC. You get 10% bonus on first-time deposits, extra bonuses up to $10,000. It requires no VPN, no KYC. They've been around for over 13 years. And if you're someone that trades using leverage, you get to use up to 500x leverage. The link will be in my description down below for anyone that is interested. But getting into the video here, so first off, we need to take a look at what's going on in the overall crypto market. And if we check out the bubbles, it's a red day. It's pretty nasty out there today. You know, virtuals is down 9% after being up like 20%, I think, yesterday. Wow. Of course, Fartcoin is on the move during a red day. We see WorldCoin up 3%. They just got a Coinbase listing. I think that's why World is actually up on the day. But yeah, most of these coins, it's a red day, unfortunately, but the last couple of weeks have been great in the market, so there needed to be some sort of cool off period. So this is to be expected. Nothing runs forever, like I always tell you guys. And right now, some buying opportunities is currently presenting itself. But is a dip going to continue to dip? We don't know. We're going to have to see how this thing plays out. But if we check out the fear and greed index, we're still in greed, but we're sitting at 56 greed, slowly going back towards that neutral area. But right now, we're still in greed. Okay. Now, if we check out the altcoin season index, we're back down to 16 out of 100. We're just at 19 out of 100 like yesterday. But yeah, we are nowhere near an altcoin season, nowhere near right now. Now, before I get into Kaspa, I'll just see what Bitcoin is saying. Bitcoin is still in this bullish momentum. This is TraderSys. You can find it down below. Let you know is a good time to buy and sell crypto. The chart is looking decent. For the most part, I would say Bitcoin is trading sideways. But as long as Bitcoin continue to trade sideways, that's okay for the altcoins. The way that it goes, Bitcoin trades sideways. Ethereum moves, and then the rest of the altcoins follow. But I don't know if Ethereum is going to go anywhere this bull cycle, if I'm keeping it real with you guys. But yeah, looking at Kaspa right now, Kaspa is down 3% in the last 24 hours. The price is back down to 8 cents, so 0.088, unfortunately, which is a little bit frustrating. The volume is up a little bit on the day. It's up 30%. It's to be a Kaspa holder right now is it's definitely frustrating, because with the Crescendo hard fork just a few days away, we would expect some decent movements towards the upside. But if you guys have been watching my Casper videos, I have said how for that move to happen, it all depends on which direction the market is going. I believe that if the market was going in a favorable direction right now, especially since it's only 5 days away, I expected some serious moves towards the upside. But the closer we're getting towards the upgrade, unfortunately, the market decides it wants to go in the opposite direction, which is very, very annoying. It's like, can we just get a break already? But I know what I hold, so I'm going to continue to hold. I saw this post over here on X, which I think is completely accurate. It really describes everything. So this person says, this is without a doubt the hardest hold we've ever faced as Caspians. Not because we're unsure, far from it. We hold the superior model in our hands, and deep down we know it. We see the vision, the innovation, the brilliance of what Caspa represents, but watching the rest, let's go here. But watching the rest of the world move slowly to catch up, that's the real test of conviction. And their post is pretty much where Caspa's at right now, 0.088. But yeah, I 1000% agree with that. 1000%. There's so much noise around Caspa. A lot of people like to say that it's going to go absolutely nowhere. It's all hype for no reason, but I ignore the noise. I've been in the space long enough. Same with the stock market, where there's always going to be a lot of noise. People's always going to say all this types of stuff. And then once the price goes up, then everyone is silent. And all of a sudden, everyone pours money into it and say, hey, guess what? I'm invested in this and I've been in this, which is a lie. But, it's just the way that the market is, right? The market is a very, very funny place. People only become bullish on projects when the project is going in a favorable direction, like XRP. You guys hear me say this all the time. A lot of people's talking trash. Most people didn't buy XRP back when it was 50 cents, even though they claimed that they did, or even below, they didn't buy it. And after XRP reached like $1.50, when it was too late to buy, in my personal opinion, that's when people started to buy, because it all comes down to the market cap. Way too high of a market cap. We take a look at Caspa's market cap right here. Caspa's market cap is 2.31 billion. This is low enough where this can make people some life-changing returns. Now, some people might be like, how can this possibly make someone life-changing returns? It's already over $1 billion in market cap. And I completely disagree. It all depends on where you expect Kaspa to go in the long term. Do you think that Kaspa is going to reach the price of XRP in the long term, which is what, 100 something north of $100 billion market cap? Because if you think so, then yeah, you can make some real life-changing returns. People just bought XRP, within the last 6 months, and think that they could still make life-changing returns with something over $100 billion market cap. So we're looking at something at 2.31 billion market cap. Yes, I believe life-changing returns can be made 1000% for Kaspa. Still don't have Binance, still don't have Coinbase, lots to come. Even though the price isn't moving in the direction that we want it to move right now, if the market, becomes green the next couple days, maybe we could see Kaspa break through that tough resistance around that 10-cent area. And you guys have heard me talk about it for the last, I don't know how long now. I said once that 10-cent area got broken, because that was holding up as an insane amount of support for such a long time. But once that area got broken, it was going to be very tough to pass through 10-cent resistance area. And we've been seeing that on the charts, extremely tough. Every time CASA reaches like 10, 11 cents, it just comes down. Let me pull up the charts for you guys right here so you can see this. All right. So recently, CASPA went as high as pretty much 11 cents, like 10.9, all the way up here. And again, that resistance area is brutal. Came crashing all the way down, and right now it's sitting at 0.088. Now, I was hoping that Kaspa was going to hold above like 0.093 and start making its way back up, but that did not happen. But the thing is, Kaspa actually bounced off of this area right here, which is a previous resistance area around the 0.082 cents. So that's actually not bad. It bounced exactly off of it, this line that I have drawn in right here, right? So it bounced exactly off of that area. So that's still a good sign, right? That things are looking great. Now, I will say this, if it breaks 0.082, there is a scenario where it could literally come well, that's a bit dramatic. All right, so let me not put that arrow in there, but there's a scenario where we could come and retest around that 5 cent, 6 cent area. I hope that does not happen, but it all depends on what's going on in the overall crypto market. I'm hoping that tomorrow's a green day. If tomorrow's a green day, and then the following day is a green day, then hopefully momentum will start to build, and Caspa will hopefully break through that very disgusting, tough 10-cent resistance area. And once it breaks through that resistance area, then I think we're going to start to slowly make our way back towards 18 cents, 20 cents, and hopefully maybe even past that. But regardless of where the price goes in the short term, Caspa is still just a long-term hold for me. So I'm just going to continue to hold and let the price just do whatever the price wants to do. But that's what I'm doing. You guys can do whatever you want to do. It's your portfolio, your own money, right? Don't just follow me. But that's all I have. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Check out a few of the links that I have down below. And until next time, take care.
So shout out to who is this? Money and I.
Welcome back to the channel. 2 years ago in 2023, I gave you.
So that was yesterday. Sorry. It's clear my throat. Let's see what your crypto crew has real
This is our
quick.
first time. I'm Captain Crypto Might, actively escaping the matrix, scoping out the crypto oceans. If you like rods, get on the boat, stay up to date, thumbs up, and join the hunt.
I like this guy's videos. He's got a lot of alpha and a lot of information. So shout out to your crypto crew. Go follow him when you get a chance. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and super chats.
Crypto crew, let's start out with a shout out to Giuliano Anago, aka Mowgli, Kaspa's first Muay Thai fighter, who recently won the WBC European title in the super lightweight division on his home soil in France. Maybe this will get Giuliano closer to contend for the world title, which potentially will give more eyes on Kaspa. So big up Giuliano, and may the Lord Jesus Christ bless you.
Who wants to wait 42 seconds to watch something download instead of 2 seconds?
Nobody.
Crypto Crew, Kaspa's upgrade to 10 blocks per second is historical. Practically speaking, this is just the first out of many catalysts to come.
We have good news regarding the great cryptocurrency Kaspa. It will now be listed on OKX, folks. It's very huge. It's better than all the other cryptos, with the exception of Bitcoin, okay?
As amazing as Granddaddy Bitcoin has been and still is today, the question becomes, was Bitcoin Kaspa's testnet? Stay tuned, Crypto Crew. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Keep your crypto investments safe. Practicing self-custody is key, Crypto Crew, especially during the 2025 bull run. In my personal opinion, the Tangem wallet is your best option. Plug and play, easy to use, and the most affordable cold storage out there. So if you wish to order your Tangem wallet today, you can get 10% off using code CryptoCrew. Check out the link in the description box below. Thanks so much for your consideration and support in advance, and may the Lord Jesus Christ bless you all.
Are you able to implement a free, decentralized, competitive layer of mining that works like Bitcoin with internet speed?
Crypto Crew, when I learned about Kaspa in March of 2024, at first I thought Kaspa was a challenger to Bitcoin's legacy. However, as time passed, I realized Bitcoin laid the foundation for Kaspa, how similar Kaspa is to Bitcoin, how they could coexist on the crypto ocean, and why I believe Kaspa truly is Bitcoin's grandson.
Yeah, so we're following Satoshi's principles when he created Bitcoin, but I don't see it as a competition to Bitcoin. It's a competition only if you believe that there's a single point in the trade-off. Kaspa is an ancient Aramaic silver. In the ancient world, silver was exactly coin with a different trade-off versus gold. It was less precious, but more convenient as a medium of exchange. So even in the ancient world, money was, money, you had several money due to the need to have different trade-offs. So I don't see this as a competition to Bitcoin. And again, this doesn't mean we can envision dozens of proof-of-work coins. I don't think that would be a good good vision. So Kaspa has currently 1 block per second. We will upgrade it to have 8 blocks per second, and hopefully more if the math works well. Now, this doesn't mean that if we have an 8 block per second system, and someone else wants to have 12 blocks per second system, then they should launch a new layer 1. You need to have some broader a vision of a bundle of properties that you want to have. Kaspa has and aspires to maintain, it would be optimizing the speed of confirmations while keeping the same principles of Satoshi's system. So proof of work, block, transaction fees, UTXO. All in all, it's following Satoshi's and Bitcoin's principles, but I wouldn't describe it as competition per se.
Since Kaspa is a proof-of-work crypto project like Bitcoin, Kaspa also is interesting for mining corporations. Marathon Digital, the biggest Bitcoin mining company in the world, has been mining Kaspa since 2023, the only crypto coin alongside BTC. Following Mara Holdings, Canada-based CryptoBlocks Technologies Incorporated rebranded to Dynamite Blockchain Corporations and is now fully focused on the Kaspa ecosystem. The company has changed its name and updated its ticker symbol to CAS on the Canadian Securities Exchange, effective on December 6, 2024. This move highlights Dynamite's commitment to Kaspa mining products and services, aiming to drive unique shareholder value by prioritizing Kaspa over more established assets like Bitcoin. Dynamite Blockchain Corporations believe Kaspa has all the features necessary to become one of the world's leading digital assets alongside Bitcoin.
Okay, so clearly we have large players entering the Kaspa mining field. Specifically, it's pretty evident that Marathon has entered the largest miner in the world, possibly several other entities. It's why XP pool has grown. That's why the hash rate's grown. It's kind of written all over the place, right? Yeah. What people don't realize is these mining companies, they don't look at, should I do a market investment versus buying miners? They buy the miners because that's kind of why people invest in them in the public sector. Yeah. They get the depreciation of the miners, they get the long-term rewards, and they get the multiple upside expansion of how people believe they're positioned in the market, which that upside is much greater than the amount of coins that are mined. So people have to realize these behemoths, where you look at the market today and you're like, well, it's much better to purchase Kaspa than to buy miners. Why are they buying tens of millions of dollars of miners? Right. It's because their whole picture is not just how many Kaspas can I mine. It's what's the depreciation I get? What's the upside in the stock?
Bitcoin mining has continued to get more and more centralized over the last decade and a half because the average person cannot just jump in and start Bitcoin mining. At this day and age in Bitcoin mining, you realistically need tens of thousands of dollars of computers you need to buy, technical expertise to set those up, a bunch of power to run them, and even then you're unlikely to even mine a single Bitcoin in 1 year. And because it's so hard for the masses to get into that, it's a system where the rich get richer. The majority of people can't participate, so only the elite are able to do it, so then they get almost all the mining. And that's the same issue with Kaspa.
This is why you must study, yes, the word of truth to know about life eternal in Christ alone, but also study the world around you. Study the crypto ocean, study Kaspa. The crescendo hard fork will make Kaspa 6,000 times faster than BTC. Kaspa will have a significant edge over Bitcoin also when it comes to mining, not just for the elite.
This is what I love about Kaspa above all else. It's a more decentralized mining playground than Bitcoin, much more fair. And as you know, the reason for that is the high block rate. I think 200 times the rate of Bitcoin or something, and then soon it's going to be upgraded tenfold. The network is 97% of the nodes are on Rust, and I believe in a few months, the network speed is going to be upgraded by tenfold. And what that means is your hobbyist miner at home who has a few KS zeros or maybe even 1 KS, that's what they saved up for, that's what they can afford, that's their mining game. Yep. They can participate in the network and they're going to hit blocks. Right. Just because there's so many more blocks versus Bitcoin. And it's an incentive for people to solo mine. And it makes the network more decentralized from a security perspective, but you get the high security threshold of the ASICs as well. Right. So this is literally a first in the mining market. People are already mining with KS zeros right now and hitting blocks, but when the network upgrades by tenfold, people are going to be able to make an income. It's not going to be as profitable as a KS5, but it's the world's first truly fair playground, less GPUs. Right. But the KS zeros cost as much. So there is I would argue exactly. So I would argue we're not excluding people with the Kaspa network. And that's what excites me so much is, even though I'm the capitalist whale with $10 million of miners, I'm still competing against everyday hobbyist miners, and they're part of the game. And that has very powerful network effects in terms of evangelizing Kaspa, spreading the good word, and having more people participate, and it being a better decentralized network than the likes of other proof of work coins.
Crypto Crew, the crescendo hard fork, Kaspa's upgrade to 10 BPS will happen just before the next FOMC meeting on May the 6th, and U.S. President Donald Trump has been pushing for rate cuts.
Nobody ever gets rich when the interest rates are high because people can't borrow money. Interest rates are going down. You know what else is going down? What have I been trying to get down? Energy. Energy's going down. I'd love to see energy go down. Energy's gone down and interest rates have gone up over the last week. That's a big thing. I love that.
And with the 2025 bull run set to continue shortly from today's recording, all is lining up for Kaspa.
So Kaspa is an example of one cryptocurrency that has seen better days. Will it go to maybe $1 to even $2? Maybe not this cycle, but it will do well in the future. So yeah, you can invest in Kaspa, but keep in mind, it's not going to do better than Bitcoin.
Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Kaspa is about the right history, so please research Kaspa while still undervalued. Not financial advice, of course, just my conviction I share with conviction.
Stick around.
Fix your mind before you get to the grind. And with that, what's up, Crypto Crew, and welcome back.
So shout out to my main man, your Crypto Crew. So moving forward, I don't know if we should watch this guy or not. I guess let's check him out. This is VLC Network.
A buy call on Kaspa at the lows, and price started to break out almost immediately. You can see the analysis from this period. Let me just zoom out. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because I have a more shocking prediction for all of you. I'm expecting Kaspa to break out in under 24 hours. And I'm also going to reveal where Kaspa will go to next. You can see the analysis during this period. It was in May 2023. So it's only right that I give you guys an update in May or just before May 2025. And I will be posting more Kaspa updates on this video, so make sure you subscribe. Now, let's get straight into it. Now, this is a project that has a very, very strong community, and you're going to see that reflected in the amount of comments and traction we get from this video, which is really, really good. And anybody that's buying Kaspa now or holding Kaspa, the reason why they're buying is because they're anticipating this project to at least enter the 20 billion plus area, right? So if you're not buying, if you don't believe Kaspa can achieve over a $20 billion market cap, and I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of the project. If you're watching this, you already know about this project. If you don't, let me know in the comment section and I'll get into more of the fundamentals of this project. But if you're buying this right now, you anticipate this project can exceed over a $20 billion market cap plus. Now, if we just achieve a 10x from where we currently are now, that would bring us to $24 billion. We're currently at a $2.34 billion market cap area. And if you're, let's just say, buying Kaspa now, you're essentially buying at the lows. Price is only up from the lows this month. It's only up 80% so far. So essentially, even if you're getting in an entry now, you're still pretty much buying at the lows. Kaspa is currently down 54% from its all-time highs, right? So there's a long way to go to the upside. Now, what I'm going to talk about is the breakout. Why are we expecting a breakout? Now, if you're subscribed to my channel, you will notice there's a common theme here. I'm updating on all the projects that are about to move aggressively to the upside. And the majority of this attraction, this breakout, this buying pressure is coming from Bitcoin. As you all know, when Bitcoin sneezes, the entire market catches a cold. And surprise, surprise, I actually called the market bottom on Bitcoin. So as Bitcoin makes its way to 100,000, 120,000, we're going to see some of the most valuable projects in the market essentially break out and achieve its upside moves. Now, Kaspa, from where it currently is now, is at a very good area, especially as prices actually pulled back slightly from its highs just before the weekend. Now, that was a total pullback of 12, let's just say 13%. I think the pullback is completed, has been completed now. And as I think Bitcoin's about to make its way to 100,000, I'm expecting Kaspa to at least go up 30% in the short term. That's my short-term projections. Now, don't worry, that's just the start. Where I tell you, what I'm about to tell you is going to shock you all, because that 30% move just gets the ball rolling. That brings us to 0.12439. I actually think Kaspa will likely hit, wait for it, let's keep going, let's keep going, let's keep going, wait for it. I think we could see a 4x on Kaspa before the next market peak, probably even a 5x. But the reason why I'm doing 4x is just because I don't want anybody to hold on for too long. So for those of you that have been buying from the lows in 2024 and maybe you're looking for profit taking and then you want to buy back in at the lows, well, this is the area that I would be looking at. That's a 23x if you've been buying from the lows, right? That brings us to 0.48. If you're buying right now, that's a 4x. Now, again, that still doesn't bring us to a $20 billion market cap or $24 billion market cap. In order for us to hit a $24 billion market cap, we will see Kaspa hit around this area here, which is around $1, right? And if you're looking for a short-term target, you're looking for a range, I'll be looking between that 4x region, so 48 cents to about $1. That's the area I would be looking at. Why? Because the market does not move in a straight line, right? We are going to see a pullback at some point, right? Bitcoin's going to hit a peak. The overall altcoin market is going to hit a peak. Your objective is to ensure that you can ride the wave, capture this percentage gain, leave the market, and then buy back in at the lows. Otherwise, this is what happens. And let me walk you through this. And don't worry, I'm going to break this down so you all understand it. Remember, doing this doesn't mean you're walking away from the project. It just means you're capturing profits to be able to buy in again at lows. And remember, if you bought in 2023 or 2024, that price you're looking at, wait for it, you will make a 65x. $1,000 turns into $65,000. Congratulations, right? And that's just hodling for a long period of time. But remember, even if you held, you captured the peak, you make a 14x. Now, because this project is fairly stable, even when price did pull back, okay, you're down quite a bit, right? So you're currently up 573%. But I always say this, why not capture the 14x, buy back in at the lows, and guess what? You just double. Even if you make 100% on that 14x, you're up 28x now, a 28x just by buying in again at the lows. Now, if you achieve this, even up to the 48 to $1 region, guess what? That's going to be a lot of capital, because even if you're buying now and you capture a 10x, let's say 1,000 turns into 10 or 10,000 turns into 100K, you take profit, you wait for price to dip again, then you buy in again in phase 2 in the cycle. All you need to do is 10x again or 5x again. You turn that 10,000 into over $100,000, or even a 5x makes you over $50,000. And this is the strategy to actually make money in the market. And again, guys, I'm giving you this update now because I want you all to be prepared for the breakout that's about to occur. Right now, here's the good news, right? Well done if you made this far in the video. That's just the start of the move. Now, the pullback that I can expect once we 10x or 4x, I don't think it's actually going to be a large pullback, particularly on Kaspa. I would say we'll probably see around 30 to 40%. 30 to 40% pullback. Now, that may seem like a lot to you guys, maybe saying 30 to 40%, that's a lot. But when we compare that to other products in the market that will crash by 60%, 70%, some projects will be wiped out by over 90%, never to return. Some projects will sell off by 80% and then they will bounce back. The good news is, if Kaspa sells off by 30, 40%, let's just even say 50%, right? So let's say we hit $1 and then crash all the way down to 50 cents. Well, the good news is the next rally from phase 2 could bring us all the way. So let's say that pullback happens. We could see price then rally from this area in phase 2 of the cycle. And then guess what? We could see an upside move, or wait for it, not only a 4x, let's be modest and let's just say a 5x. Now we're at $3.25. You take profit, you buy in again at the lows, you 5x on that profit, incredible. But we will likely see price go even more than that, especially if this does become a mainstream, well-adopted project. And the community is growing, traction is growing. We're obviously seeing that people are interested in this project. I mean, you can see from the update that I gave, a few years ago, this was a project that really you wanted to keep a very close eye on. It just at least have some exposure. And anybody that did buy from these lows, you're all in profit. In fact, the majority of Kaspa holders are in profit. The main people that are in a loss are maybe the people that bought at the peak in 2024, or maybe you bought at the peak of January, etc. But the majority of these people are going to end up in profit. The people that bought before then are all in profit, right? And the reality is, if you're looking for a solid pick that can enter that 24 to $50 billion realm, Kaspa is the one to look out for. It's currently ranked 42 in terms of market cap value. All this product needs to do is enter the top 20 or top 10, and pretty much everybody in the community makes life-changing money. So this is a product to watch, right? If you guys want me to post more Kaspa updates, in fact, with that being said, join my free Telegram group below. I actually give out free entries on projects. I gave out a project on the Memecoin, achieved over 80% in 3 days in that free Telegram group. Also have a video in there that shows you how to make 100,000 in 1 month and 16 days. So if you want to be able to utilize this strategy where you can capture upside and take profit, and then utilize our 3 to 10x strategy where you turn 1,000 into 10, 10,000 into 100, and 100 into a million, join the free Telegram group. The link is in my description. Just make sure you have the Telegram app and then click the link below for those updates. But this is the product to watch. If you want more Kaspa updates, subscribe and let me know in the comment section. Nothing that you see in this video is financial advice, so always make sure to do your own independent research. And until the next update, guys, seize the day. Welcome back to the channel.
Talking on mute again. Pretty good video from LVC Network. So let's keep it moving to I guess this is Hustle Fire. Let's just do Pumplinsky real quick and come back to Hustle Fire.
Exahash. We are getting just a few days away from Cinco de Mayo, the crescendo hard fork, 10 blocks per second, and the price of pretty much the whole market's going down. Kaspa is no exception. You can see 10% down the last day. So really, we're not getting that. There was a big move up, but the market moved up. Kaspa was like what 36, 38 on maybe up to 35 on CoinMarketCap, back down to 44, and so. Is it going to be one of those things where it doesn't seem like the massive pump maybe this weekend before the hard fork, but doesn't look like that massive pump prior to that's happening. So it'll be interesting to see how the market takes that in. You can see one, I want to look at Bitcoin dominance. Is what's interesting is that obviously for the most part in the beginning, back in 14 through 16, Bitcoin is pretty much almost all the market. More altcoins started coming out, and then Ethereum and the run in 2017. You can see that Bitcoin bottomed out pretty much at the peak right there at 37, kind of 43% when the market peaked out in 2018 on that bull run, and then it strengthened through the bear market, and then at the peak, and like there was the first peak in like April, May of 2021, and then in November it got down to 40% and then stayed down there, kind of went back up a little bit, pulled back down, stayed at 40% kind of until the bottom of the bear market. And now we're just working it's working its way back up to 64%. And so we don't know exactly how altcoin season will shape out, but Bitcoin's still on the rise. I don't know if it's going to be different now because, the ETFs, some of those people investing in Bitcoin via the ETF might not rotate it back into anything else. So we'll see. But, or is Bitcoin going to get up to 70%? And is that when it's going to fall down? Time will tell. We'll have to see what, for the next leg up. And yeah, just kind of interesting. There's more bigger companies, countries. No big countries have made moves publicly that we know of, but MicroStrategy loading up on Bitcoin. And then you got XX1, 21 now, Mara, plus just, some retail hasn't really piled into crypto yet. So just something to look at, what that means exactly. The last two bull markets, Bitcoin got down to about 40% on the 37 to 40% on market dominance when the market was close to peaking. So we'll see how that shakes out. There's a lot more projects now, and we'll see what Kaspa's price action. I'm kind of a more long-term gonna, make my big trade on the cycle, not necessarily just next week on whatever happens up or down with the price action. And yeah, that's it. There's, it has went up pretty good this last month, up 30%, but it doesn't look like a big giant, we got up to 10.5 cents, but it doesn't look like a big crazy pump. But we'll see what the news happens. And I know I think next week that the Fed has their meeting. We'll see if they lower the interest rates. So yeah, you got 7 days until the next FOMC meeting, and it looks like that they're pricing in the current range is 425 to 450 basis points. So 92.2% chance on May 7th. So we'll see if that still holds up. So thanks for watching and have a good day.
that was a quick video from Coin Hoodie. So this is the last video. This is Hustle. No, Fire Hustle. See what she has to say about selling my crypto to buy Casper before it's too late.
Really crazy in crypto. I'm sure you're already feeling it a bit with the recent market. But there's more that you need to understand. Over the last few years since the 2022 bear market, we've been seeing this pattern of global liquidity spiking up, followed by a pump in the crypto market. And so far, this pattern repeated 3 times over. Now, since the start of 2025, global liquidity has been on a run and it hasn't slowed down yet. Based on this recurring pattern, Bitcoin and the rest of the market should push up even higher than last time. The problem is that it's hard to believe this when Bitcoin has been on the way down since January, but that changed last week. We're starting to see another climb back up to 100K, which would help confirm that this pattern is real. Feeling excited yet? Well, if you're not fazed by this, then maybe you will be if you look at what's going on with other altcoins. Because while Bitcoin went through a 25% climb from the last dip, other assets have been seeing incredible recoveries. And one that almost doubled its price is Kaspa. Now, the Kaspa price did fall down by a lot more from this last dip too, which means percentage-wise, this climb isn't that shocking. But we still can't ignore 2x in such a short period of time. It almost feels like the beginning of a massive bullish run. In fact, there's actually a pretty good reason we might see Kaspa dominate the altcoin market pretty soon. You guys know that I've been bullish on this project from the start, but we're about to see one of their biggest milestones come to life. In about a week, Kaspa is expected to fully transition its mainnet to the new Crescendo update. At that point, the Kaspa network will complete its hard fork. And this was basically the final step in achieving a processing speed of 10 blocks per second. Yes, we're about to see Kaspa achieve one of its most exciting goals after several years of development. An already fast proof of work network is about to get 10 times faster. And this is a critical stepping stone towards achieving 100 blocks per second at some point down the road. But wait, let's take a step back for a second. Is increasing network processing speed really that important? Would something like this be enough to make Kaspa a top network? Well, this is just one part of the story. Even with a pretty big community behind this project, there are several arguments that go against Kaspa. I touched on this before, but I think it's important to expand on some of these points to better understand what Kaspa is up to. And more importantly, if it's worth adding more Kaspa to your portfolio or even starting a position now if you haven't already. If you want to get all the latest alpha on projects in the crypto space, then check out the Fire Hustle VIP Discord. I also share my content and portfolio moves in the Discord before it reaches YouTube and X. So if you're looking for a way to stay ahead of everyone else in this market, then follow the link in the description to learn more about the Discord group. Now hit those like and subscribe buttons and let's dive right in. Now we'll start with the price chart for Kaspa. Remember back when we all thought of Kaspa as the best performing crypto of this cycle? Well, it quickly gained momentum with the market push near the end of 2023, and by mid-2024, it set a record high of over 20 cents. Now, this was the peak point for Kaspa, and it's been a bumpy downtrend since then. Just last month, Kaspa was back in the 5-cent range, and this caused a lot of panic and FUD in the community, which is understandable. That's over a 70% drop from the top. But then over the last few months, we saw this double bottom pattern show up. And this is normally a bullish sign that indicates an upcoming reversal, which is exactly what we saw this past week. Kaspa jumped past this resistance level just over 8 cents and actually reached 10 cents with this climb, a price zone we last saw in February this year. So anyone that bought the dip on these local bottoms already saw 2x by now. And if you're wondering where I buy my Kaspa, I actually use Weeks as one of my main exchanges. I know you're probably using multiple exchanges already like I do, but trust me when I say this is a solid one you have to keep on your list. Cheap fees on trading, no KYC, no location restrictions, which is great if you're in countries like the US and Canada where exchanges are often blocked. You can even do your own TA on the TradingView integrated chart while you trade, just like I did. And if you sign up with the link in the description, you'll get a 200 USDT bonus to get started on Weeks. But of course, if you're considering trading Kaspa, the question is, will this keep climbing? And for anyone that missed the dip, is it too late to add more Kaspa? This double bottom pattern is obviously being influenced by Bitcoin. The majority of the market actually went through the same pattern, but Kaspa has been known to stray away from the overall market movements in the past, both due to bullish news, which propelled Kaspa further than most coins, and some FUD that led to significant price drops. And with a recent push we saw, we have to wonder if Kaspa will continue to climb even further, and if it'll continue to outpace giants like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let's break down this project a bit more to get a better understanding of where Kaspa stands, starting with a major bullish point. So I mentioned that the crescendo update is basically the gateway to achieving a network speed of 10 blocks per second. Right now, the network is undergoing a transition period where node operators are required to apply the crescendo update to their nodes. It's also referred to as version 1.0. This pie chart here shows us the progress for node updates. So far, over 60% of nodes have been upgraded to the newest version, and this number continues to rise every day. Now, according to the team, we should expect the crescendo update to be fully implemented on the mainnet on May 5th. This is when Kaspa should be officially operating at 10 blocks per second. You'll also see this DAA score target posted on X. This basically represents how much work is being done by miners to produce blocks. The DAA score increases over time, which can be understood as increasing mining difficulty. And reaching this target score is actually the trigger for the mainnet upgrade to be rolled out. Now, while 10 blocks per second is one of the project's most anticipated updates, some believe that this doesn't really mean anything. Most other networks and blockchains use TPS or transactions per second as a metric for speed. And while BPS tells us how many blocks are being produced per second, regardless of the number of transactions, TPS tells us how many transactions are being processed without considering blocks. So it's difficult to compare BPS directly to TPS because they're measuring two separate things. But we can estimate TPS for Kaspa based on past performance and what we know about blocks on the network. Each block on Kaspa has a capacity of roughly 1 megabyte. And if most transactions take up 200 to 400 bytes of space, that means a theoretical maximum of 2,500 to 5,000 transactions. At the current 1 BPS metric, that means a speed of 2,500 to 5,000 TPS. This estimate already makes Kaspa a competitive network in the market, especially given that it's a proof of work network. And of course, a bump up to 10 BPS in just over a week will mean potentially 25,000 to 50,000 transactions per second. But this is still just theoretical. Day to day, we're seeing Kaspa process about 1 transaction per second. And this is because of low network activity overall. There were definitely a few times where we saw a spike in activity leading to more than 1,000 TPS, but these were short-lived bursts of activity. The true test will be when we see longer periods of high activity, which brings up another point. Kaspa in its current form is just a currency transfer system. You can't do much except for send and receive tokens on the network. So with such limited use cases, it's not really surprising that the activity level is very low. But this is going to change pretty soon. One of the most anticipated items on the team's roadmap is the addition of a layer 2 ecosystem and smart contracts. Bitcoin is massive because of how people view it as a store of value, basically digital gold. And it's only getting bigger with all the recent policy changes coming into play and major institutional investors getting involved. Ethereum and Solana are playing catch up with Bitcoin, but they're still major ecosystems with a massive user base. And this is because of how much they've developed their layer 2 landscape. There are tons and tons of platforms and apps built on these networks with a wide range of use cases. And this is exactly what the Kaspa project is missing right now. Well, we know that the team plans on expanding the ecosystem with layer 2 capabilities and smart contracts at some point. And while there's no timeline for this, we've seen the team discuss the tech that will power layer 2 functionality on Kaspa. From what we know, they're working on a layer 2 platform called Sparkle, which is what will introduce smart contracts to Kaspa. And we also learned that Eager Labs is working on unlocking layer 2 and DeFi functionality for Kaspa in several different ways. And alongside this, there's also the Kaspa Key initiative that's focused on driving adoption of Kaspa's tech across different industries. Cross-border payments, RWA tokenization, supply chain management, the possibilities are endless. But these are just still roadmap items for now. So it's a bit of a bittersweet situation for Kaspa. On one hand, they're really trying to push the boundaries when it comes to processing speed. And this is great for building a foundation for efficiency and scalability. but the potential for the ecosystem to expand is limited by the lack of layer 2 aspects as of today. So then is Kaspa even worth getting into at this point? Well, I've personally been following this ecosystem for years, and I've seen this team accomplish a lot in a relatively short period of time. This is part of why Kaspa grew so rapidly and became known as one of the top performers of this cycle. Now, I started adding Kaspa to my portfolio years ago when it was still well below 5 cents. And despite my initial position starting off at a low price, I've been adding more along the way. This last dip was basically enough to bring Kaspa back to the 5 cent range, and the quick 2x bounce should tell you how easily this dip got eaten up. And remember, all of this is happening while Kaspa is still in its most basic form. We're about to see 10 blocks per second come to life, and I think this will shake the crypto space up. What I mean is, if the update goes smoothly, then Kaspa will officially be 10 times more efficient, making it a bigger threat to other ecosystems. The next step after that will be smart contracts and layer 2 functionality. And if things go according to plan, we could see Kaspa become a top player in major sectors like DeFi and RWA tokenization. Now, there's definitely a lot more to cover when it comes to the world of Kaspa. And if you're interested in learning more, then leave a comment down below and I'll happily dive deeper into this ecosystem. Or if you want me to do a breakdown of other projects on your watch list, then let me know. As always, none of what I say is financial advice. Please don't blindly jump into anything just because I mentioned it here. My intention with these videos is to create a foundation of understanding and open up a discussion about different topics and projects in crypto. One piece of advice I will provide you with is do your own research. Read more about what's going on and really understand the project. That way, you can make the best informed decision according to your personal goals. If you want to know more about the projects I'm watching closely, then come and join me in the Fire Hustle Discord. You can find the link in the description below. Also, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of my content. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll
So big shout out to Hustle or Fire Hustle. What up, Be More? Cash will be the #1 crypto in the universe. I hope you're right. And while the video was playing, I was actually trying to hit this Zale, but I was looking, my KSPR bot isn't working. It doesn't let me connect. Doesn't even seem like it's even active anymore. But I did log into another exchange, and I think they're going to let me get it. But I'm trying to figure out why the KSPR bot's not working, because it's actually cheaper on the KSPR bot. So I don't know. 10 per batch, tokens per batch. What for 10 Kaspa? Now I'm looking at this um cast.com. This launch pad. I'm not even 100% sure what this launch pad is. And I want to get it, but I don't know. You have to log back into KSPR bot with your private key and wallet information. Yeah, but previously, when you click on it, it brings the wallet information up. You know, when you click on the bot, it tells you to log in, but I'm not getting the login information. Let's see. So generate wallets. Oh, you're right. You're right. Start. Yeah, right. Dang it. You're right. Let me see. That ain't it. Let me see. Oh, no, this ain't it either. Topic close. No, I don't want topics. Let me see. This is weird. Here should be here. Dang it, what the freak is? Oh, tripping. All right, that ain't it. Currency bot your private key and wallet. Says I started using currency bot and scammer. Yeah, that's what I got. Somebody's talking about can I help you? And it ain't even that serious, bro. Not for the there it is. No, man. What the Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, there it is. No, he's coming to generate wallets. What the freak? Uh that's weird. It's crucial to keep. I can't even see this. I gotta put it on the other screen. If you do that star, then you just click on one of the bots. Oh, there it is. I'm tripping. Okay, yeah, I got it to work. So I clicked on the bot, and then you hit start in the bot, and then you put the key in. So I have to figure out where that key is at and take it from there. But thanks for your help. Be more. And thanks all that joined. And as always, stay dangerous and don't mind being weird out. And as always, let's get back to the money. And it's your main man BTM signing out. Have a good evening. And see you when I see you. Miner out.